All right, into the shroud we go. I'm sad that you find it childish. Like, I thought it was clean.
Propriety floats listless on the tide.
Well, so but caricature, like, so in Lustrous, I'm super curious about this, because when you say that, the thing that springs to mind for me is like, is a caricature okay? Is it somehow different? I think we are going to go to the lair, and if we die trying, we die trying. Now we also had a goal to go to an oasis, which is over here after the lair. Yes, clean. What I mean by character is basically drawn, yeah. Which, like, I think if I were a hippopotamus, this is what I might look like if I was also wearing sunglasses. Safe would be worse. Removing curse words from gameplay, for example. I mean, I don't curse any. I'm not sure if you've noticed that about the channel. Like NFT marketable, it's horrible. Like, broken clock. I wouldn't. I think we're going down the left-hand side here. Like, arguing against clean is such a strange thing. Isn't it? Am I weird for being like, it'll be nice to have a clean, easily recognizable, brightly colored logo? I don't know. I don't know. But like I seek to keep the channel family friendly. Uh-oh. Man, I guess dysentery isn't going away because we're too broke. That feels bad. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. A filter on my face would suffice too. What are we? But like, what are we like? Yeah, Discord is different, for sure. You know, my goal is for Discord to be a community of generally people who are adults, but like I can't really control who watches my content on YouTube. You know, like I play the games that I play, and those who, you know, and those people choose how they take that. I guess we technically do this, like, the game's not really working for it, but there are 2-year-old children stuck to phones already watching Darkest Dungeon 2 child-friendly content. There are children already watching Darkest Dungeon 2. Right. Yeah, I mean, that's like that's a parenting problem, right? Like, I would not let my child watch DD2. Okay, not cursing is fine. Removing curses is not. Okay, that's a distinction that I am admittedly struggling a bit with. Like honestly, like, you know, with the swearing in Baldur's Gate as an example, like I try to make sure that it's not early in the videos that I cut up. Well, I mean, I generally agree with that. Like, I don't think YouTube is the appropriate arbiter of acceptable content. Obviously, right? Like, I think people need to make those decisions for themselves. But that's a pretty subtle distinction. Like, you know, if there was a button in Baldur's Gate that said, you know, like, disable character swearing, I would probably check it in the same way that I checked the no nudity button. that was a bad choice of targets. Oh, that was a shame. But yeah, I generally try to make content that is accessible to everyone who wants to consume that content in whatever form that is. I chose the logo because I personally liked the design of it, right? I did the design of it, and I thought it was fun and playful, right? Like that's the. We're gonna get a loathing overflow if we go this way, I'm pretty sure. Well, let's try it anyways. Broken stopwatch would be a nice pickup. I don't think we have anyone with stun resist that could make it work, but maybe we can get some for the final boss.
Regrettable research.
But yeah, I mean, it's a hard one. I like just thinking out loud because, like, from my perspective, there are a lot of people that are younger than me, right? I'm kind of an old man in the grand scheme of things. So there are a lot of people younger than me who are. We just have no trinkets. What is this? What is this world that we are living in that I haven't even applied? Haven't even applied trinkets. This is distressing. All right. Okay, so we take an ambush if we go this way. This might be loathing if we went that way. Well, we got a long way to go before we're gonna have an opportunity to lessen the loathing. Let's roll the dice with this one.
Our once familiar kingdom. A stranger to
How old am I? I am 42 years old. Which in the world of YouTube is relatively not young. My contemporaries who I often look up to are 20 years my junior. Let's see. We can do this. Yeah, let's get back that armor so we don't immediately get ambushed. I hope that didn't give you an age crisis in Lustrous. Okay, we do get a loathing down here. That's good. Simple characters sitting in the middle will not be unique enough to be catchy. So many NFT people doing that, they're more unique. Maybe.
They would slip beneath the
it's going to be an interesting experiment. Like I do feel like you're kind of approaching this like it's this is forever. Like, you know, I don't think that's the way I look at it. I was like, we have a milestone. I think we need a new logo because we've had the same logo since the beginning. Why not try something different than what we have done before? I mean, I do think you have to proceed with caution because your phrasing sometimes indicates that you have a say, which I'm not saying that to be kind of like, you know, anything, but like, you know, you are a member of the community and I appreciate your presence, but like, do not confuse it for like having a voting share or anything like that. You know, like this logo is going to be the logo, at least for the foreseeable future. You know, I'm happy to talk about it. Oh yes, you'll have this in there forever. Maybe not the profile picture, but maybe people forgot what you are when you swap out the hippo. Maybe you change it. I mean, if it's catchy and people remember it and people are drawn to it, then yeah, I mean, I will keep it in some way, shape, or form, right? You know, maybe like, I don't know. I'm not sure the question. Or not sure the statement. Like, would I change it if... So, okay, the question is, if people forget what you are. So, like, is the concern that, like, people are gonna, like, see the logo and... People are gonna see the... Like, they're just gonna be shopping based on... You got all the say and all the consequences. Yeah, absolutely. That's the way that this has always worked, right? Like, my, you know, I am the person who is utilizing the resources that I gathered by working a career to try to parlay those resources into doing something that I'm passionate about, which is play video games on the internet. A weird thing to be passionate about, I grant you. But the, like, yeah, I mean, it's all me. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to it being more communally owned, but like at the end of the day, yeah, like, you know, I'm trying my best to create a successful business. That's why I am here. This guy's already dead. Yeah, we can't really do much, so we'll just do that. Seems like an extreme example for the current situation of the channel. I mean, I tend to agree. Like, you know, every decision that I've made as part of the creation of this channel has been an experiment. And I don't have a lot of expectation that will change, right? Like, I'm going to... So if I go... I guess I go left here and I take 2 wheels worth of damage. And I'd be staying on the high road of originality. No anime in profile pictures or clickbait. Right. I strive to not be clickbaity. I'm really confused because I'm like... I don't think this logo is clickbait. And maybe that's like naivete on my part. But I'm not choosing this logo as clickbait. I don't think anyone selects a channel based on that. Right? Like I do, like, here's my personal experience. My personal experience is that when I go into YouTube, the thing that is most important to me is as I scroll through my subscriber feed, I recognize people's channels based on their logo, right? I'm like, oh, that's Aliens Rock. Oh, that's Retromation. Oh, that's Wanderbot, right? Oh, that's Northern Lion. And so I want something that has an identity that is glanceably identifiable. Right? Because I want when people scroll through to be like, oh, look, there's a new Alden Potamus video. Right? That's my goal. And there's certainly an argument to be made that, you know, that's an ignoble goal. And the idea of people recognizing me is somehow, you know, a bad thing, or that simplicity... It is not, Cravallo. It is not. We're still hashing it out. I think we've gotten to a more slightly less contentious place. Although, you know, maybe we're just waiting for chapter 2. I don't know anymore. I'd say NFT quality profile pictures are a big minus. Uniqueness in a sea of identicals is what I want. I mean, uniqueness is really hard, right? You know, like, I mean, not to... gain on miss if rank 1 weaken. I'm definitely going to be in rank 1. I don't think I mess with those. You know, my my goal is uniqueness, but my goal is like visual distinction, right? Are we ready for the Leviathan? The answer is almost certainly never. There's no value in having point blank shot since we're locked in place. Okay.
Foul winds and foul
Guns are no longer blazing, but hands are still ready to draw them. That sounds about right in Lustrous. You know, like, this is a terrible thing. You know, honestly, the worst thing that is happening right now, and you know, like, everyone can hate me for even observing it. Like, I think that this stream is going to have the most chat from the most unique chatters of any stream that I've ever had. So take that for what you will. Maybe half the hippo and color wheel the second half. Maybe negative it. Delete half. Put it on the edge of the screen. The way it's portrayed makes it look cheap. Oh, are we gonna get this baby dead? That's always a terrible out of context. 4 to 7. Gonna say low roll. Oh, low roll, but we get the burnination. All right. I mean, we'll see, right? Like, as I have said many times already, like, this like everything else is an experiment, right? I am. So yeah, so the VTuber hatred is an interesting thing too, Innie. I'm curious about that because, like, I personally, like, if I were to describe my feelings towards VTubers, like, I respect the pioneers of VTubing. Like, you know, I remember when the first VTubers were just getting started, and, like, I also respect that I think, you know, people should be able to participate in this domain without necessarily being having their face revealed, right? Everybody picks their own path through, and I think that there's a certain accessibility that comes with VTubing that allows people to express themselves in ways that they otherwise can't, which, you know, I'm kind of pro VTubers. Like, it's not for me. I don't want to do it, but you know, I do see I see the value of it as a something or other. I don't know. I say bathtubs are insulting. I say bathtubs are insulting, and VTubers are a shortcut to bathtubs without bodily effort. Are you talking about like hot tub streams? That's my suspicion of what you're describing right now. Is you see, like, I think hot tub streaming is what you mean by bathtubs, maybe. But I'm not entirely sure. I want to try and get another heal here. We got a kill on this guy no matter what. We have 42% chance to crit, just base. Oh my word. All right, that was a nice heal. That means we can get out of here. All right. Yeah, I mean, I will agree, Cravallo, like, you know, just as an observation, like, I think a lot of people have, you know, caricature versions of themselves, etc., that don't have, that aren't by their nature VTubers necessarily. Which is, VTubing is the cheapest content possible, Innie? Like, I mean, the face tracking stuff is, you know, I'm not trying to defend it, but, like, you know, there's technological requirements for doing VTubing, and then you have to go out and commission the creation of an avatar, your VTuber avatar. Like, I don't know, people who decide that that's the path by which they want to travel, I'm not bothered by it. I don't think it's particularly lazy. But isn't that what hot tub streams are too? I mean, I've, like, you know, now I'm showing my ignorance, but, like, you know, It seems like both are in that category of, you know, like semi-exploitative, yada yada yada, etc., etc. When you say you'd rather stream feet only, what is the rather than what? Than be a VTuber? Oh, that was a big hit.
Well done.
42% crit is kind of insane, though, I will say. Yeah, I tend to feel like I have no qualms with VTubers. And VTubers are basically bathtub streams without even having to put any effort into appealing yourself. I mean, might as well drool at it. But I mean, that's people's prerogative, right? Like, you know, I'm a pretty firm believer in the don't yuck people's yum type of thing. Like, it's not my bag, but like, you know, I don't think that. I don't think, like, so first of all, not all VTubers are attractive. Like, there's a VTuber that we've rated a few times on Twitch called Meowpenheimer, who's like a cat VTuber who plays strategy games and is pretty entertaining. We are going to fight the Leviathan.
They must be made to see that their monstrous god is mortal.
They must be made to see that their monstrous god is mortal. I'm quite concerned of any type of pretend. It's interesting. Like, what people choose to do, I kind of am like, you know, to each their own. You know, like, there is... Ah, that's a shame. Like, how does it affect you, I guess, Innie, is the question, right? Because, you know, I'm very much like, you know, what people choose to do outside of... In their own personal lives, I try not to meddle in as, like, a matter of course. So I'm super curious, like, if there's some way in which this like specifically heavily affects you and would create that concern. If anything, you should be concerned not with VTubers but with TikTokers who pretend to be NPCs. I mean, that is an insane, interesting, weird, scary trend. I will admit the NPC streams they weird me out a little bit. But again, you know, like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, and as a result, you know, if I were king of the world, I would forbid it. I don't think that's a healthy angle. Let's see, 17% to crit, 29% to crit, or no, same crit chance. Excuse me. Haven't watched Twitch live in years except your streams and for random reasons. I mean, like I said, I appreciate your presence. But you know, like, I'm very much me. Like, you know, I'm gonna keep doing the things that I'm doing. I would like to get this hand out of the way because the batters are annoying, but I do think that putting the bulk of our damage into the Leviathan here is smart money. I do like that the undertow doesn't happen at the beginning of the round now, I will say. Do I need to heal anybody? I think we have a second on it. I'd love for Darwinism to win at the end, but you gotta see See, that's very, I mean, like, for lack of a better description, that's kind of like, it's just hurtful, you know? Like, I try not to wish ill on others, and that feels a little bit like that, I guess, for lack of a better way to describe it. You know? Like, I want people to live the lives they want to live. That's my, you know, that's my 2 cents. And, you know, if they're not hurting anyone, I'm not going to lose too much sleep over it. Hey, oh, gal. How's it going? Me too. Me too. Let's see. Let's get those armor breaks down. Reverberating Redoubt ruined my ability to get the heal off there. But I will say, Ogal, if you are looking for a way to make the Leviathan slightly less painful, what I did here is I got 100+ move resist on both my frontliners, which kind of removes a lot of the pain from the fight. Wishing ill for not stepping in watching them self-destruct. I'm quite puzzled myself. I found hatred in both departments, both intervening and not. I mean, yeah, I guess I just look at it as like, you know, it sounds a bit like, we're not running complete catalog. If we were gonna run one of them, we'd probably run Lashing Tide. You know, I certainly don't want to speculate, right? You know, I have no reason to, like, believe. But it sounds like you had a bad experience, which is, you know, happens to the best of us. I think I just got rid of my nets. No, I still have my nets. Okay. We'll send the nets there. And for now, put those there. But, you know, like, I've never really had the need or want to have an intervention for a person who... Yeah, things have changed a bit, Skrasky. Things have changed a bit. But yeah, I don't know. Like, we don't need stun resist for the final boss, so we can get rid of that. I think I'm going to stick with the General's Trophy, because we've kind of been building towards that. Don't need poultices. We just let Murder Weapon go for some stun chance. Sundial can go. I don't think... This is just such a good trinket for the Leviathan. The right opinion would be, as long as they don't hurt themselves, but they do right now. My parents itself told me, as long as they make money from it, I'm quite confused at that. Is that still progressive? I mean, I'm not really a firm believer in... And do we have a goal to go to the Oasis? Yeah, we do. All right, so we're going to go to the Oasis. The only way... Okay, so if we go down the middle, we don't get ambushed. How do we feel about getting ambushed? But yeah, I don't really believe fully in protecting people from themselves. I think that's often a slippery slope to, like, totalitarianism, or, you know, like other kind of like really, really bad forms of governance. We could pick up 3 loathing, but make it all the way. I think that's probably the best thing. We don't need... Well, the Greater Heartseeker is nice. Okay, fine. We'll take the ambush and hope that we don't get double ghouled. But yeah, I think it's a very slippery slope to pretend that we know what is best for other people. You know, I think that when it comes to protecting ourselves or protecting others, there's a different standard, right? So that's why I'm like, you know, I'm okay with there being a age at which people are able to drive, as an example, right? Because I think that fundamentally it is good for people to have to kind of like earn that privilege because there's a huge potential for endangering others as part of it. But you know, if someone like this also like interleaves a bit with like the death with dignity issues. Like, I'm a believer that if someone, you know, has reached the end of their life and, you know, they have, say, like incurable cancer or something like that, that's okay. Yeah, see, so I'd be really careful, Linny. Like, I am not creating a space for hate, and I think that was like a specific dig against a particular person. I'm not exactly familiar, but I think, like, tread carefully, because, you know, there's a lot of like discussion that I'm willing to have, and
Repair the damage and be
you know,
off.
and that's fine. But like, don't start like, you know, character assassinations or those types of things are not going to be are going to be something that I rein in with swift justice, I guess I will say.
Stumbling and stupefied.
I mean, I think it's true, right? Like, I think that the world in which we live, right, is one where, this is such an unfortunate setup. Let's see. I guess I'll just put this here because this is where we want it. Like at the end of the day, everybody's kind of looking out for themselves is the way that life kind of manifests. It's degenerative to the core. Remember that this was treated... Oh, man. Careful, Annie. Serious. Okay? Tread very carefully right now. I am not about to get into a debate about people making decisions with their own lives and what we should be prescriptive of or not. So if that's the path you want to go down, then perhaps my new logo is doing exactly what it should, in the fact that it is saying that it's okay for people to be who they are. There's nothing wrong with self-indulgence. I'm so baffled right now. Okay, we're gonna do this just to make sure. Like right now, the morality police are reigning heavy, and I think that that's a very dangerous discussion to be going down. So, you know, let's rein that one in. All right, if your idea of where this discussion is going is that you are, like, if you are, you know, in some way feeling like you know what is right or not, and that you think you know what people should or shouldn't be able to do, say, with their bodies or their autonomy, then the conversation is over. And I will not hesitate to ban you, unfortunately. So consider that your warning. All right. I don't like to be, you know, like, aggressive with, you know, threats like that, but like, at the end of the day, like, I believe that people need to do what's right for them, and I am not the one to judge who is in the right doing what they want to do with their body or the sanctity of their body, or make the decisions that they want to make. So, you know, if that loses me viewers, I lose no sleep over that. Like, yeah.
They falter, so press your advance.
Like, it doesn't have to be a topic of conversation. It's not what this channel is about. But if people bring those types of issues to the forefront, I'm going to be super clear that this is an inclusive community. Everyone is welcome, and that's just all there is to it. That is a hard limit of mine. Okay, we got a cardinal. We have a non-ordained cardinal. Do we think we can just blow it up? Maybe. Ah, now that it's in rank 3-4, I don't think so, unfortunately. I think we gotta go for the lower hanging fruit. Kinda didn't want that to move back, but we'll roll with the punches.
Early results are encouraging.
Hey, Annie. Last warning, alright?
Compassion.
I've already prevented your messages from coming up on screen. I just want you to acknowledge that this is that you're gonna need to stick to topics that have to do with the gameplay, or you're welcome to talk about the channel. You're welcome to talk about those types of things, but this is not that ain't it, unfortunately.
A breakthrough.
Okay. Don't like that we're forced to do this, but the days worked out super well there, so that's good. No need to waste that on him.
Simple variable, easily resolved.
Okay, rein it back in.
Agony by accumulation.
There's irony here. Let's see.
A brilliant conclusion.
I tried really hard. I really did in Lustrous. It bums me out too. Like, it really does. But I can't, like, honestly, I just can't abide hate, unfortunately. Like, and I tried really hard, but, you know, yeah, c'est la vie.
Greater threats await those who dare.
Our second standard of the 9th, spoken sharply. Okay. We're going to leave those behind.
The loathing whispers.
Yeah, I really did not expect my my celebratory logo to lead to that type of discussion. Yeah, I mean,
The fire is lit. The table
it is what it is, you know. I mean, I think that what I said is very much the way that I feel, which is that I want this space, the space that, you know, I share with all of you, and that I enjoy being in, to be a space that is safe for everyone. And that's not the environment that we're creating if we go down this path. Or if I let people go down this path. You know? Like I don't care what anyone does in the privacy of their own home. That is the honest truth. And I think that it is very dangerous for us to get into a state where we believe that we know what is best for anyone else without having their lived experience. Rusty and illustrious. That +4 was pretty huge. Scrake, Legion, and illustrious. Scrake, Legion? Do you have access to channel rules? Something that pops up when they open chat comments? Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, I also haven't had a problem with it. Not to be overly reductive, but you know, normally it's not an issue. Like, and especially for someone who's been around for as long as this particular chatter has been, like I feel like they should know. Let's see, us going slower isn't the end of the world, so we'll grab that. Do you think faster Vestal only benefits us? Yeah, that works out nicely. We don't need morbid joke. Let's get one more food potentially. Sure.
A bit of comfort on the road to damnation.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that after stream. Like, I've certainly seen it on other people's channels. I've never tried to set it up on mine. Honestly, like, I've never felt the need. But times, they are a-changing.
Something to ease the rigors of the road.
Oh, let's see. All right, let's roll the dice on this, even though basically everyone's already friends, so that probably was a net negative, not the other way around. Wind Chime is slightly better here, but also I did just give a speed up to Rusty. Oh. Oh, that was an error. I don't see any speed downs either. We do have one though. So if we want to make this work, unfortunately, this needs to go over here. Somber, right? Let's see. Fisherman's Line we can move. I kind of want to stack as much crit as possible here. So we'll do that. We'll do that. But at least it's peaceful. And it's peaceful and fitting or something. I don't know. Let's see. We'll do... Doesn't really matter what we take. The speedbook, it's the speedbook gets me, and also the watchtower totally gets me.
When survival demands it.
I'm gonna grab strategic withdrawal upgrade because I think it's good for business. I think double tap is worth picking up. We did master Demon Pull, and then I just never put it on the board. I think I want Divine Comfort. We don't need Ministrations that badly for the remainder of the run. It's for 3 to 6. Okay, they are the same. Okay, all right. Okay, let's get this party going.
Planning and mindfulness, as vital to survival as
God,
sharpened steel.
Something is amiss with my computer ever since I did that. Let's see. All right, nothing is appearing. All right, let's just press on. Get this run done and be done with streaming for the day.
Once again.
All right, into the mountain we go.